Everyone knows who The Rock is, and if you don't, then you've been living under a Dwayne Johnson.
Jenna, she starts crying. Don't cry. No crying.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is a retired wrestler and actor with a net worth of $250 million.
199. 200.
Ooh, look, I'm shaking.
Yeah.
$250 million. With that much money, you'd buy some crazy things. From 821 pounds of cod to a watch collection, here are 15 ridiculous, expensive things The Rock owns. Number 15. Car collection. If you've got a lot of money, then why would you spend it on boring things like bills? If you're The Rock, there's something much more fun, and that's cars. Dwayne Johnson lives and breathes cars. He gets to drive some pretty fancy ones in movies and TV shows, and he's even given some away to charity. But his own personal collection is pretty spectacular too. From a Lamborghini Aventador Roadster and a Ford Black Gorilla to a Ferrari 458 Italia and McLaren 650S, there's no shortage of standout automobiles in The Rock's personal collection. He also has a Bentley, Audi R8, and a Gurkha RPV. But while he's living the high life, he doesn't forget about others either. He gifted his dad a Ford Explorer, his mom 2 Cadillacs, and his cousin a luxury Lexus SUV.
Enjoy your new truck.
No, man, what?
As it turns out, Dwayne Johnson has a lot of appreciation for war heroes too, for he gifted a veteran a Ford Mustang to thank her for the work she does for a charity foundation. As it turns out, it pays to be a friend of The Rock. Does anyone have his phone number? We could do with a new ride. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Number 14. Home Gym. The Rock is a retired professional wrestler and former professional football player. He was also a wrestler for the World Wrestling Federation for 8 years. You don't get to work in such industries and get a name like The Rock without being at least a little bit familiar with a set of weights. So just how impressive is his home gym? It's $300,000 impressive.
Welcome to heaven.
Most people who travel around the world and feel the need to work out will pop to their local gym for a day membership, or they might run around the park a few times with a can of beans in each hand. But not The Rock. He makes sure that no matter where he travels, he has a home gym set up in each of his houses. In 2014, after the purchase of a new home in Broward County, The Rock spent a whopping $300,000 on a custom-designed gym. That gym spans 4,000 square feet, which is larger than the average South Florida home. Most of his gyms are kitted out with more equipment than the average commercial gym, including his on-the-road gym. Whenever he travels for movie shoots, Dwayne packs up an 18-wheel trailer called the Iron Paradise with his favorite equipment and makes sure he can work out wherever he is in the country. Number 13. A lot of cod. You don't get to be as muscly or as strong as The Rock by living on soda and Twinkies. In fact, it takes a well-rounded diet and a ton of food to pack on and maintain the muscle mass Dwayne Johnson is so well known for. It also takes a lot of cod.
Every meal, I'm hungry.
For a long time, The Rock was consuming more than 2 pounds of cod every day, which is around 70 pounds per month. He would eat it for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and dinner, and would order in about $1,400 worth of cod every year. We can only assume he would order it in bulk, but you'd surely need a few freezers to house 1/3 of a ton of this stuff. However, due to dwindling cod numbers, The Rock has eased off his cod consumption in recent months. Fortunately, his diet also consisted of plenty of other food. In fact, he eats 10 pounds of food daily. His first meal of the day is at 4 a.m., and he spreads out 5,000 calories across 7 meals. He also makes sure he gets plenty of eggs, steak, veggies, potato, and chicken. Number 12. California Hidden Hills Home. Dwayne Johnson has owned some pretty remarkable properties throughout his career. There's certainly no roughing it in an upper city apartment for this guy. But before selling it for $5 million, his California Hidden Hills home was perhaps one of the more prominent ones.
You come to your house, you come in your kitchen, and then the whole kitchen is just taken over by...
Yeah, we think it's pretty okay. His home in Hidden Hills was located about 22 miles from Hollywood and went up for sale in 2012. It had 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, and plenty of space, considering it covered 9,000 square feet. High ceilings, pillars, and plenty of fancy features made it pretty evident that it cost a pretty penny. There was even a double stairway leading to the second floor where you'd find a home theater and lots of places to rest and relax. But if you thought the house was impressive, then you haven't seen the backyard. With views of LA landscapes, beautiful trees, and an impressive pool with immaculate landscaping, it's little wonder this property was snapped up for a pretty penny. There was even a grand entranceway with outdoor furniture where The Rock undoubtedly spent hours entertaining his friends and fellow celebs. Number 11. Luxurious Miami Mansion. If you're rich and famous, the world is your oyster. If you ever get tired of the same 4 walls, you can simply sell up and buy another house. Or you can just keep buying them and travel between them all for a change of scenery. To be honest though, we're not all that surprised that The Rock just had to have this Miami mansion, for it's pretty spectacular.
I'm really in a position now where I'm really grateful.
The 13,000 square foot property in Miami cost The Rock $3.4 million, and it's worth every penny. The gated estate covers 100,000 square feet and has a swimming pool, landscaped grounds, 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, and even a home theater. Of course, given that he's The Rock, it also has a home gym. You'll never hear Dwayne Johnson say, "I'm bored," while living in this mansion, that's for sure. He can relax in one of the dozen seats in his home theater, or have a relaxing bath in his ginormous bathroom. Even the kitchen is something extravagant, but it would need to be when you're consuming 5,000 calories and 10 pounds of food every day. There's also a bar for entertaining, an office to get down to business, and an elegant dining room. Dwayne Johnson is by no means roughing it in Miami. Number 10. Watch collection. The Rock is a busy man, and when you're a busy man, you've gotta keep track of the time. Fortunately, he has an impressive collection of watches to help him do just that. The Rock is well known for wearing watches to match each of his acting roles and various activities. None of them come cheap either. His Panerai submersible chrono watch, for example, has a price tag of a little under $12,000, but can also survive underwater depths of around 3,280 feet. But when he's feeling a little less adventurous, he'll strap on his Panerai Achiaio watch, which has a calendar and power reserve indicator while still maintaining a simple design. No multi-millionaire is complete without a Rolex, and The Rock has one of these too. Dwayne Johnson owns a Rolex C Dweller, which is water resistant up to 4,000 feet and has a steel case that you can only open with a Rolex tool. Given that The Rock appears in some pretty hardcore films, he needs a robust watch to match, and the Panerai Titanio is the answer. This watch has a 72-hour power reserve and looks as pretty as a picture throughout scenes involving earthquakes, avalanches, and helicopter rides. The Rock has no excuse to be late to anything. Number 9. Suits collection. Suits can make anyone look pretty sophisticated and swanky, but not everyone can pull them off. Sometimes you need a few lessons in what suit looks the best on you, and in what situations to wear them. As it turns out, The Rock has this nailed. His suit collection is nothing short of impressive in his lead role as NFL agent Spencer Strasmore in Ballers on HBO.
Like really cool, dope suit.
The smash hit series sees The Rock dress as a high-rollin', smooth-talking character with an endless supply of swanky suits. You won't believe just how many he has. To pull off the professional yet swag look, he rocks out in a gray suit with a striped button-down shirt and a brown belt. While his suit may have only suited a 90-year-old gentleman in the past, The Rock is showing the suit who's boss. He also manages to pull off the pattern-on-pattern look and the high-flyer businessman elegance while standing in the middle of a sports field. Most of us are still here looking out of place in a suit at a wedding. Number 8. Gulfstream G650 Private Plane. As most parents will know, traveling anywhere with children can be a challenge. You can almost hear the groans of fellow passengers as you board a plane with a baby. The Rock gets around this with ease. If he needs to travel anywhere, he'll rustle around in his pockets for the keys to his Gulfstream G650 private plane. While we're not sure if the plane is hired or owned, there's no denying The Rock travels in it in style. The aircraft has a price tag of around $70 million, and it was first released to the market in 2008 with a 3-year waiting list. It's capable of traveling around 7,500 nautical miles and has even been known to fly non-stop from LA to Melbourne, Australia. There was also talk that it wowould replace the E-8C J-Stars targeting aircraft in the United States Air Force before they eventually opted for something a bit more affordable. Given the luxury and speed of this plane, we're not surprised The Rock uses one to get around. We would too if we had $70 million to spare. Number 7. French Bulldog. The Rock has spent millions of dollars on his homes, gyms, charity venues, suits, and many other things. But perhaps one of the most rewarding purchases for him was his French Bulldog, Hobbs.
Right, Hobbs? That's right.
The Rock and his family adopted Hobbs and his brother Brutus in 2016. Unfortunately, Brutus passed away a few short months later after consuming poisonous mushrooms. Hobbs is now the star of the show, and you'll often see him popping up in Instagram photos, such as chewing on weights in Dwayne Johnson's home gym. There's even cute footage of him sitting on a motorized toy car. Hobbs has also appeared in The Rock's movie Hobbs and Shaw, with The Rock proudly stating that he dropped a steaming 3-curler right in the middle of the set. Believe it or not, French Bulldogs come with a hefty price tag as man's best friend. While the price varies depending on lineage, location, and coloring, they often range between $1,500 and $3,000. The average cost for one is $2,200, which could also buy you an excellent used car. Number 6. Private jets for pets. If it's not enough that Dwayne Johnson owns a dog with a $3,000 price tag, he also makes sure that the dog gets around in style. The Rock's dog, Hobbs, gets to travel aboard their family's private jet whenever the four-legged friend accompanies them on trips. But rather than being stowed away in the cargo companion like other dogs, Hobbs gets to ride up front with the rest of the family. This might be in part due to Hobbs' cameo appearance in The Rock's film Hobbs and Shaw. The movie is a spin-off from the Fast and Furious franchise and is set between the events of The Fate of the Furious and F9, due for release in 2021. Dwayne plays the role of Luke Hobbs, a CIA-assigned DSS agent that works with Shaw to retrieve a programmable super virus known as Snowflake. The film made $760.6 million in the box office with a $200 million budget. So we're not all that surprised that man's best friend gets to enjoy a slice of luxury and action along with The Rock and his family. Number 5. Gifts. Some millionaires do some crazy things with their money, like buy gold-plated toilets and diamond-encrusted cars. But even though The Rock is one of the highest-paid actors, he always makes sure he shows his appreciation for those who allow him to do his job.
Enjoy your new truck.
No, man, what?
Therefore, one of the best things The Rock has spent his wealth on was a truck for his stunt double and cousin. Dwayne's stuntman is Tano Reed, and he's been helping Dwayne in his roles for nearly 2 decades. During that time, he has broken several bones, torn ligaments, severed tendons, and put a lot on the line in the name of film creation. The Rock wanted to make sure his sacrifices didn't go unnoticed. While Tano thought he was being interviewed, The Rock was really just using the opportunity to video him surprising his stunt double with a new truck. Dwayne said, "Thank you for the blood, sweat, tears, and years. We're just getting started. Enjoy your new truck." The gift is a huge token of appreciation, but it's not the first one that he's given. The Rock has also given his parents vehicles, veterans, and, of course, money donations to various charities. Number 4. Georgia farm property. The Rock has never hidden the fact that he loves the outdoors. While most of us will pitch a tent in the backyard to get a taste of it, Dwayne Johnson will go and purchase a country property. One of his latest property purchases will blow your mind.
Amazing estate, 46 acres in Georgia.
The $9.75 million 46-acre horse farm in Powder Springs, Georgia is nothing short of exquisite. It features a French manor home of luxury with 8 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and 3 half bathrooms. The house is also kitted out with ornate fixtures, luxurious furniture, and stunning antique accents. The farm is also very much a horse lover's paradise. Encompassing the 14,791 square foot home is a riding area, barn with 12 stalls, a viewing deck, and a pool house with a pool. There's even a caretaker's farmhouse dating back to 1867. Believe it or not, this Georgia farm, just 45 minutes from Atlanta, is not the first horse farm he has purchased. He also has one near Charlottesville, Virginia, where Olympic equestrian Will Coleman trains thoroughbred horses. This property is the one that The Rock calls home, even though he spends more time traveling than in any of his properties. Number 3. Virginia farm property gym. You don't get to have the bulk of The Rock without putting in a little bit of effort, but that effort can't stop. As soon as Dwayne Johnson takes time off, there's a risk it could have an impact on his huge mass. Therefore, wherever The Rock goes, so does his gym equipment.
Welcome to heaven.
In every new house he buys, The Rock builds a new gym. So it's of no surprise that that's precisely what he did when he bought his farm in Virginia. The expansive building, which consists of all the equipment he calls his Iron Paradise, is as big as some people's entire homes. While the land on which it's built is protected as Civil War land, the foundation was already there. So he was able to build a barn-style building without any problems. In a video he uploaded to Instagram, he welcomes his fans through the stainless steel door into a warm and welcoming gym with equipment filling up every nook and cranny. He says, "Welcome to heaven," before telling everyone he was getting back to work and switched the video off. Number 2. Tattoos. Tattoos are a way that celebrities and everyday people express themselves. It's an art form, and one that's certainly shown off spectacularly on the beautifully buff body of The Rock. Dwayne Johnson's tattoos are something special, both in how they look and what they mean.
And the sunlight that's on my neck.
One of the most standout tattoos he has is on his left shoulder, arm, and chest in a half-sleeve design. The Polynesian tribal design represents his parents' rich heritage. The Rock's father is of Black Nova Scotian descent, while his mother is Samoan. The tribal tattoo incorporates both of these traditions. He got his tattoo back in 2003 by famous Tahitian tattoo artist Pooino Urandi. His cousin Tanoai also got a tattoo at the same time. The Polynesian artwork is impressive, but it's not all that he's spent his hard-earned wealth on. Dwayne also has a bull on his upper right arm, and it's not there at random. The Rock used to go by the nickname of the Brahma Bull back in his early days. We wonder when he'll get a giant rock picture on his body. Number 1. His wedding. The Rock might forget many of the significant purchases he's made of the year. Still, he's unlikely to forget his big day in August 2019. Dwayne Johnson married the love of his life, Lauren Hashian, in a private, secret ceremony in Hawaii.
I think we should let people know that we're pregnant, because she's like, I don't want to show up.
The couple has been together since 2007 and have 2 children together, Tiana, 1, and Jasmine, 3. Dwayne also has an 18-year-old daughter with business partner and ex-wife, Danny Garcia. The ceremony was something spectacular, especially since it was so intimate. Lauren, who is a singer, songwriter, and music producer, wore a Miras Villinger lace sheath gown, which sells at Moda Operandi for $12,540. The dress is still for sale in sizes from 0 to 16 and features a plunging neckline, chantilly embroidered overlay, and open back detailing. The Rock wore a white button-down shirt and Ralph Lauren trousers, along with a traditional lei. What might surprise many people is that for all their wealth, the wedding was quite conservative. Only their nearest and dearest were in attendance, and it was kept entirely under wraps. Even though the gown had a $12,000 price tag, the overall wedding costs are likely to be far lower than what you would expect for one of the highest paid actors in the US. Imagine eating over 800 pounds of cod every year, or spending $300,000 on a home gym. It's unbelievable. What's the craziest and most expensive thing you've ever bought? Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time.